Hey, what's up, champ? Hey, how you feeling, man? Hey, look, I'm gonna holler at you real quick about relapse. I'm not gonna hold you long, man. I'm not gonna hold you. But a lot of us when we enter into recovery, we go at it really strong. We make these promises to ourselves and to our families. We really go at this recovery thing hard. But then some of us, we hit a bump, we fall, and we go back into active use. It's called relapsing, going back into your active use after a period of sobriety or after entering into recovery. And that can be tough on you. You get those negative self thoughts. You start ruminating on negative ideas like, man, I shouldn't even be here. I don't need to be here. Slam, man, I'm just taking up space. All that, you get all that going in your head when you relapse. But, man, look, let me just say one thing to you. Be patient with yourself, champ. The nature, or rather yet, the clinical definition of addiction is a chronic relapsing brain disorder. Chronic relapsing brain disorder. Addiction is not a choice. You you don't choose to get addicted. Something happens in your brain, and I'll say this without being pedantic or overly scholarly, but your brain gets hijacked. Your mesolimbic system is where you get these feelings. You get the neurotransmitters. They release a dopamine, and they normally releases the dopamine when you're doing things that's pleasurable naturally. For me, it was like whenever I was taking pictures or working on a video or editing or being around my family or at church, I would get dopamine hits at church. Man, a good sermon would get me hollering slow. I would really get a dopamine hit. But what happened is once I started drinking, that substance hijacks my system. So only time I feel my homeostasis, my balance, my zen, my good spot is when I was drinking. So guess what happened to everything else? I stopped going to church. I stopped taking pictures. I stopped doing videos. Man, I used to love walking through the arboretum. This some old nerd shit. I used to love going through the arboretum taking pictures. But once I got the drinking, none of that mattered. The only thing that mattered was drinking and driving. But I'm not gonna go into my thing. But that's what happens to your brain. It becomes hijacked. So your choice is gone. So you literally have to plan. What are you going to do if you relapse? Number one, you got to have a sober friend. You got to have a sober buddy. You got to have somebody you can reach out to. Please don't fall into the isolation. You got to reach out and tell somebody, Slim, I fell. Like the old commercial, I've fallen and I can't get up. Mo, reach out. And I'm gonna say it even better, man. My pastor used to say you got to be faithful, available, and teachable. You have to be faithful to your recovery, and you do that by not going around certain people, places, or things that's going to trigger you to start wanting to drink. You're going to have to be available to those people that love you. You can't close off your lines of communication. You have to be available to those people that love you, and you got to let those people hold you accountable. Yeah. And then secondly, man, you got to be teachable, man. You literally have to start reading up on what's causing your addiction. You have to go to a meeting. You have to sit around other people who've been there, done it, fought it. They got years under their belt and they still fighting it. Slim, you got to go around those people. You got to learn the techniques. That's how we defeat relapsing. And the more that you stay sober, the more that you start finding new enjoyable things to do. What happens is you start making new neural pathways in your brain. Your brain starts to reconnect. And you start finding pleasure in simple everyday things, man. Slim, some mornings I walk out my house, man, and I get a kick out of watching the squirrels run up and down the street chasing each other. You see, now I'm back on this video thing. I'm starting to get all the stuff back that the devil took from me. So listen, Try your best to simply be faithful, available, and teachable. And Mark, your check is in the mail, man. I took that from you, but I'm gonna work with that. It's your man, buddy, man. Look, I'm out. Ha ha. Faithful, available, and teachable.